Hello everyone and welcome to Geekonomy channel. I'm your detective host Igor and I'm a little bit late with this video. As you can hear from my voice, I've been laying sick for the past couple of days. I had a fever and I still have some leftovers from the sickness. But I also noticed that a lot of YouTubers, my colleagues, for the past few days were struggling, killing themselves to try to find something that is interesting from the previous episode of Silo. And it's not like the episode was not interesting, no, it was definitely a good one, even though it was kind of a filler one. But what actually happens is that our job is to provide something extra for you, not just to recap everything you have already seen, but actually give you some more information, so your journey watching this TV show will be richer through us. This is the job of a reviewer, and this episode didn't give us absolutely anything. No small details, no interesting symbols, nothing that we usually discover here in these videos. But still, I know that some of you, not all of you, but some of you are interested in my opinions, my experiences, and how I interpret some of the ideas of this TV show or any other TV show. So this video will be about that. But before I begin, as usual, I want to thank everyone who supports me on Patreon. Your financial support is what helps this channel to continue to exist. And especially now, because for me, and this is only my personal experience and doesn't have to concern you too much, but I always share these things with you, I decided that 2025 is ride or die. I'm going all in on YouTube. I'm not doing anything else. I'm just gonna be doing reviews and I'm gonna do all of my videos, hopefully to be able to grow this channel and maybe, actually sustain this as an stable income for myself and my family. So as you know, there's only two ways for a YouTuber to make money. It's sponsors and views. And if there's no views, having you guys there and girls, thank you so much for being there for me. I really appreciate your support and I promise you I will do my best to never disappoint. Now, let's dive in. So there are a couple of issues I would like to discuss with you, but once again, I have to start with an apology. I was wrong. I was doubtful about all of the people on Reddit that they were deciphering the code. I haven't seen how they done it. There was one comment with a person who told me about some kind of a program, and then I respected it, of course, but all of those Reddit posts, they were like, here is the result and we're not gonna explain to you how we got there. So I was suspicious, I was not believing them, and I was maybe sometimes even a little bit disrespectful towards them. And I was wrong. Those people deserve my apology and I hope they will get it. Hopefully they will be able to see this video and see me saying you were correct, you were amazing, what you did there is absolutely astonishing, I wasn't able to do this, you're smarter than me, and thank you so much for proving that, because once again, it's not always nice for most of the people to feel that they were wrong. I kinda always accept it. I'm happy about it because me being wrong about something and realizing it is actually a success, because when you're wrong and you don't understand that you're wrong, this is a failure, but when you understand that you're wrong, this is a chance to improve yourself. So next time I'm gonna be more careful. And now we have the result already, and if you haven't seen the Reddit deciphering, I'm gonna leave you the link. You will see the whole message that Lucas Kyle just started to decipher in this episode. Now also for episode 8, I would love to share my, as kids call them these days, my unpopular opinion. You see, there is an interesting theme I think the episode 8 raises and even amplifies. We've seen this theme many times already during this season, but now it's even more clear. What is the price for peace? Now, we've seen that whatever his name, the vampire dude, Otto von Tauber, the 140 years ago dude, the Salvador Queen guy, he basically used drugs that forced people to forget the previous rebellions, because before that the rebellion happened basically every 20 years, because you cannot completely crush the rebellion, people will still survive. Some of the people, their children, and the hope for the rebellion will survive with them. So you either completely genocide a whole population of people who are somehow connected to rebellion, you're still probably not going to be successful, because the people that are carrying the genocide, some of them will not going to enjoy what they're doing. They're still going to be witnesses. You're not going to be able to basically kill everybody, especially in a closed up place like the silo. So Salvador Queen, he basically gave everybody drugs and people forgot, and it gave the silo 140 years of peace. But there's still a rebellion right now, another one is gonna happen. So Is it a solution or it's just a patch, something that you put there and it's gonna, stop the bleeding for a couple of years, but not gonna fix the whole problem? The main problem of this silo is there's a lot of lies. And it's not like it's a new idea. You can take any country in the history of human race, I don't care where you live right now, what country do you live right now, I can guarantee you that your government lies to you about something. At least about one thing, there is definitely a lie out there. So this is a tool of control. You're not going to be able to control a huge population of people without lying to them from time to time. This is just not going to work. There is a great book by Bernard Werber, I think it's called Thanatonauts or something like this. So it's basically the books explains and it shows in a very realistic manner what happens if humanity gets a proof that God exists, that there is a heaven and there is a hell and there is a punishment for bad people and there is a reward for people that follow the rules, the Bible, and so on and so on and so on. It shows exactly how fucked up humanity will be when there is no doubt, where there is no choice in becoming, like a good person or a bad person, when there is everything is clear to you and you know all the answers. We as humans are not going to be able to thrive in this kind of atmosphere. So I'm not justifying the lies, okay? I'm not saying to you that lying is good and every politician that lies to you, he's a great guy or a girl and you should praise them for them. Obviously not. Don't be stupid, I'm not saying this. I'm saying we have to sometimes accept that we will live in the real world and there are some not nice things that are happening and sometimes they are necessary, sometimes they are not, sometimes they are. It's like, once again, like being a lawyer. People always demonize lawyers and tell that like this is the worst, profession in the world. They always help the criminals to escape justice, blah blah blah. But once again, on paper, lawyer is one of the greatest professions in my opinion, because they are one of the best checks for unlimited control of the police department, of the procedural department, of the judicial department. You need to have another check and balance for those departments, otherwise they gonna get too much power and there's gonna be once again a tyranny, a dictatorship from those governmental structures. So I really hope that the TV show is not going there to this oversimplified, morally structured narrative and there's the good people and the bad people, and if the good people win, everybody's gonna be good and happy and blah blah blah. I hope not, even though they kinda sometimes go there, but we also see Bernard being completely ridiculously evil, doing horrific things, for example to Walker, and then we've seen him talking to Lucas and praising once again this vampire dude, what is it, Salvador Queen, I always forget his name, and praising him as a hero, because once again Bernard is not chasing power, he is chasing protection of the silo. This is his view how to protect the silo. You should follow this code, the order that was written by the founders. You have to lie in order to protect those people. I don't understand why. Once again, we have to see exactly how this story unfolds. But hopefully it's once again, it's not gonna be like if Shirley and Knox wins, everybody's gonna be happy, we're gonna have hamburgers all day long, there's gonna be free beer for everybody, yay, happy times. Hope not, especially since we're talking about Shirley and, for example, her conversation with Billings, who is right now one of the most sympathetic characters for me. I really enjoy this guy and I really rooting for him, because even though he understands there's a lot of lies, he understands once again that chaos is not a solution. You still have to follow rules. There has to be laws, something that keeps people in control, in checks, because once again, if you're taking some kind of a movie like Fight Club or something like this, if you are going to anarchy, this is not gonna be a good solution because it gives power to the wrong kind of people. I see Shirley as an agent of chaos. She is a good person. Don't get me wrong. Once again, if she's your friend, you got yourself a lucky ticket. She's gonna be there for you. She's never gonna leave you. She's never gonna turn her back on you. She can be one of the best friends you will ever find in your life. She looks like an amazing, compassionate human being, okay? But she's an agent of chaos, because right now she's not providing an alternative. She just wants to destroy the people that lie to her. And once again, her feelings, her emotions are justified. Nobody likes to be lied to. She lost her friend because of those lies. But once again, she's still an agent of chaos. Her goal, her journey, eventually will lead to the destruction of the silo. Whether it's, dangerous outside or not, it doesn't really matter. Her journey eventually will lead to the destruction of the silo, because her journey, as I told you, this is a journey of chaos, this is the journey of destruction. And luckily there is Nox there, who is giving some signs of, you know, like bringing some alternative, like giving some different structure of ruling this place, of controlling this place. Once again, 10,000 people need to have some kind of a control over them, with all of their freedoms, but still there has to be control, because, you know, people are people. And if you're not controlling 10,000 people, there is enough that even one of them will be rotten. And there are enough rotten humans out there, way more than 1 in 10,000, that will abuse and use this new system in order to use and abuse their fellow citizens. Look, I'm not even gonna talk about Juliette and her, you know, like journey and meeting the last of the Magican, like whatever happened there, like people running with a bow and arrow in the silo when there's no hunting, but for some reason they have a bow and arrow. Okay, you know, like let's say we accept it. All of them look like children, so they probably are born, not probably, they are definitely born later than the rebellion happened, so they were born after the rebellion, since Bernard told the rebellion happened more than 25 years ago. All of them look like 18, 19 at best. They're probably gonna be presented at 16, 15 or something like this, like teenagers. Where are they coming from? Maybe somebody stayed in the silo with Solo there, with the fake Solo, and they were able to actually to reproduce and bring new children to the world, and they like kind of became, you know, like a little bit barbaric there. Or maybe it's once again somebody who, like Juliette, left this place and they found this new silo, and this is where they, you know, like somehow once again their children survived, but they are not. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. What I want to talk to you about is Walker. Once again, we have a very interesting situation. She betrayed her own. Or did she? Because she basically told Bernard about, you know, what the rebellion wanted to do, so they were able to catch more than, like, I think 10 people there. It's a big hit on the rebellion. They lost like one of their like more finest, strong, dexterous men that are able to, you know, carry those kind of missions, and now they don't have those people anymore. And now they even more afraid because they know there is a mole and they have no idea whom to trust. But once again, like one of the greatest video games ever created and one of the best TV shows ever created, Last of Us, it kind of presents to us what can people do when they love somebody. I mean, if you're gonna sacrifice 3 people that you don't know to save somebody who you love more than your life, like your kid, will you do it? I think most of the parents will. You know, this is like, love can make us do some great things and love can make us do some terrible things. I actually once heard a quote from one of the generals and I actually really enjoyed it. Like I remember it, it stayed with me. And he said, like, let's say I'm in a battle and I need to send a unit, I need to sacrifice a unit to win the war. And there are a couple of 100 people in this unit, but it's gonna save millions. Okay, general will 99% will make this decision, because once again, you have to win the war. And if sometimes you need to sacrifice, you need to make those sacrifices, you have to do it. Is it a good decision? Morally arguable. Once again, who decides that those 100 people are less valuable than the rest people that you save with them? But once again, if this general has his son in this unit, will he be able to make this decision in order to save millions and millions of people? Let's say you're fighting Nazis. If you win right now, you basically save the world. If you lose, there's gonna be a very horrible situation right now in every country in the world. And all you have to do is to sacrifice this unit of 100 people. But if your son is there, you will never be able to make this decision. You will go there by yourself, you will probably sacrifice yourself if you can, but you will never be able to sacrifice your son, if you are any kind of a parent, like if you're not a complete piece of shit. So in this situation, it's hard for me to be angry at Walker. Once again, it explains why people in power, people who are controlling, they need to have some kind of a moral standards, but they also need to be able to detach themselves from those kind of strong emotions. Because once again, Walker and her love to her, like ex-wife there, which is obviously understandable, and probably we all would behave the same way in her situation, in this situation, but still, this kind of a love and connection forced her to be to betray her people, and to be vulnerable to Bernard and his blackmail. Once again, it's an interesting concept. Like, I love those concepts. I enjoy those concepts, especially when they happen on screen in a TV show that we all know is not real. But obviously those situations are also real in our life. And what I enjoy about them in discussing those kind of issues is that there is no right answer there. Like, it doesn't matter like how much you can argue that your argument is the right one, you're still gonna meet somebody who's not gonna agree with you. Somebody's gonna say, okay, yeah, but let's say you love your son, it doesn't really matter, you have the opportunity to save the whole world, you have to do it. But once again, this love that you feel towards your offspring, it's not something explainable by logic. It's absolutely consuming. I just recently became a father, and I can like easily say to you, this little boy is everything to me. I will do anything to protect him. I don't care what I have to do. Like, I don't care how much whatever I will do destroy my soul or destroy my life even. There is absolutely nothing I will not be able to do or will not be ready to do in order to protect my son. And simultaneously, you cannot argue that having those feelings, this strong connection, is a defect in human experience. It's something that we need to work on, because once again, what is the point in living? What is the point in living if you cannot love somebody like that? If all of your life is only logical and like by the book, and you have only dry logic that basically decides what you're gonna do with your life, I mean, this is not a human experience. This is a robotic experience. We just can, give AI the keys from our world already, and you are the next one. You are ruling right now. And probably something is gonna happen in a couple of decades from now on. We don't know yet, but it kind of looks like that. But once again, this is just conspiracies and etc. All I'm saying is that this all-consuming love that we experience towards other people, or maybe, I don't know, animals that are pets, whatever, it can make us do some horrible things, just like Walker did. But not having those emotions makes life not worth living. So what is even the point in saving the world where every father, every mother is gonna look at their child and gonna be like, okay, I need to sacrifice my kid in order to save those two people. Two bigger than one, so I'm gonna sacrifice my kid. I mean, this is not a society that I would ever want to live in, and I hope you're not too. But once again, as I told you, this is not a conversation about whether there's a right answer or not. There is no right answer. This is the beauty of it. Like, you need to deep search in yourself, you need to go inside of your soul and ask yourself the hard questions to realize a couple of interesting things about yourself, thanks to those kind of TV shows that make us go there, to those kind of a length. So this is what I enjoyed about this episode. Now, another thing that I kinda enjoyed until a certain point is Lucas Kyle not being a wimp, for a change. Like, now he has some kind of a pull, he has this blue paper that basically give him authority, and he's trying to use it with everybody who's been disrespectful to him, because he was kind of a wimp, he basically, he's a friend zone guy. This is why Juliette put him in the friend zone. Even though he's like a nice guy, he's a good guy, he's a smart guy, he's obviously a very good looking guy, he's a tall one, he has a beard, dark complexion. I mean, I'm straight and I'm like, oh my god. But still, he was a wimp. And I was enjoying him being more assertive, even though it felt like it's not his role, he's not feeling comfortable with it. But like in anything else, when you start doing something new, for first couple of days or a couple of hours or a couple of tries, you're not gonna be comfortable with this. You're gonna have to become comfortable with this. And it's not like Lucas was being, evil. It's not like he was going to taking people's kids and yeah, I'm not gonna see your kid unless you're gonna give me some answers. He was just putting some boundaries. Hey, boys and girls, I need to get some answers and I'm not gonna let you waste my time. And then this guy arrived and he's like, it's not for you to be the tough guy. And then he was like a wimp again, oh please forgive me, I was not being nice. The reason why you're not being nice is because you were greeted in a very not nice way. You were basically knocked on somebody else's door and you told them you want to ask some questions and they slammed the door in your face. It's pretty pretty logical that you're not gonna be super nice about it and not gonna like sit in front of the door and like beg, would you please open the door, I'm gonna be very, very nice to you, please help me. I mean, no, you have to make things happen fast. There is the whole fate of this silo right now on your shoulders. Whether you're gonna be able to decipher this code or not, it's pretty huge, important right now. So, like, the raiders there in the beginning, and then his family, it's not like they're bad people, but the way they treated him, once again, the way he reacted to their treatment, it was not an evil one. And I really hope that, you know, Lucas Kyle is gonna be able to find his balls at some point and is gonna be like, yeah guys, you know, like I don't want to be disrespectful, whatever, like, but I cannot waste time right now. If you don't willing to cooperate, you're gonna be able to cooperate with way less nicer people than I am. If you want to be nice to me, I'm gonna be 10 times nicer to you. I like the 10 times fold rule. I try to follow it in my life. If you're nice to me, if you're talking like to me with respect, I'm gonna give it to you tenfold. Like, you deserved it, in my opinion. But if you're disrespectful to me or my family and you're trying to hurt me, I'm gonna reciprocate tenfold too. At least I'm gonna try to make sure you're not gonna be able to do this again. Okay, so I'm not trying to be, once again, the tough guy like Lucas Kyle. I just think this is the right way to treat people around you. So yeah, you know, like, please be less of a wimp, because I kind of enjoyed you there, and hopefully episode 9 and 10 will give you backbone against more people like Sims and Bernard also. Well, this is it, I guess, and I hope that episode 9 is gonna give us more to work on in my usual format, when we dive into every shot and we're like, hey, let's see this graffiti, let's see this kind of, I don't know what symbol, and let's look at a board and try to figure out. Hopefully it's gonna happen. We have only 2 more episodes and then Severance happens, and I'm getting ready for that, and hopefully my, you know, overall feeling is gonna get better from day to day, because I really hope I'm gonna be able to do all of the rewatch of Severance until the release of episode 1 of season 2. It kind of feels a little bit tough right now, ready to do this, but I also need to redo my video on From Solved. It was blocked because Paramount is right now, you know, like trying to stop the YouTubers from using the shots and the screens from the TV show from. So I have to redo this because it was blocked. I have to finally record the video about the monsters. The script is ready, and with the new year and with the disease, I was not able to do it. And also I have a small idea for live streams, hopefully something you're gonna be able to enjoy. Now, thank you so much for watching. You can support this channel in any shape or form that is comfortable to you. If you don't want to support, I still thank you for watching this video until this moment, because this is the biggest support for me. I make those videos for you to watch them. Everything else is just a very nice bonus. Thank you so much. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye.